Hello, hello. Well, some bodybuilding news. If you haven't seen it, Urs just won his second show in open bodybuilding. You know what's crazy about this? It means he just silenced all the haters that said, oh, he just won because that lineup wasn't really that good. Well, guess what? The guy he won against last show came in better, leaner, looked amazing. And he still beat him. And Urs came in better, leaner, and beat him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like Urs might crack the top 10 this year in his first Olympia debut. And the reason I'm saying that is because look at him. He is a solid 160 pound, like not 160, 260. I think either 260 or 265. Okay, he's small for his height for open bodybuilding, but his shape, his lean, like matches and like brings up that fault in size. So him standing next to people who should be genuinely more muscular than he is don't stand out as much because his stage presence is just that much crazier because he's taller and he's leaner. But he's also a massive human being. 5'10" and 260, 265, 3% body fat is a massive son of a bitch. But, you know, who would imagine that the guy who's been shrinking down to get to his classic physique weight class was going to be this big, this crazy? Everybody who has seen this motherfucker's off-season videos. I don't think people understand. Urs off-season is like a good, 12% body fat at 260, almost 270. I don't think people understand. He has been this big all the time. And then all of a sudden, once people were like, oh, he's going to start doing open, they were like, oh, he's going to have to take so much more doses. No. I'm going to bet on it that he was not taking that big of a dose when he was in Classic. I think he was probably taking less than people thought. Because for him to blow up this much the first year says everything you need to know. That genuinely he has been holding back because of Classic. He has been genuinely taking less than people thought. He has been making sure that his training regimen is working, but he's been cutting off a ton of muscle. There is no way people, after this year, people will think and look back at his stage photos in Classic Physique Olympia and go, what the fuck? That's the same guy. And people don't understand, so what people don't understand is the difference between Chris and Urz's off seasons. So Urz's weight cap for Classic is 226 or 227. And he got up to 260 off season. Chris's weight cap was 243, I think, 240 something. And he only ever got up to 250, 260. Chris was only ever 20 pounds above his weight cap. When Urs did off seasons, he jumped 40 pounds every year. And he was not the the fat. Like, it wasn't 40 pounds of fat that people couldn't figure out. It wasn't 40 pounds of fat. It was never that. It was mostly water and muscle. It was lean mass that he put on every year. And then he had to get rid of most of it to fit back in. And that's the problem that people weren't figuring out. That, yeah, the dosages, maybe he was taking too high for him to stay in classic. Maybe. Or his body was just responding a fuck ton. Which could have been either or. Because I don't know him. But it is crazy how big he's gotten, how crazy his physique is. Like, people have been looking at like him and going, his arms are massive. Like, his arms are never this big in classic. Yeah, because that's probably where most of the new muscle he put on during off seasons was in his like arms, because he knew his arms were lacking. So he tried to put on as much muscle on his arms as possible. And from what I've been told with bodybuilding and stuff like that, especially when you're in the pro league and you're taking exogenous hormones, the new muscle that you put on through taking these is usually the first to leave, because it's not just straight muscle, it's water, it's glycogen in the muscle that makes them so big. And it's really hard to keep a lot of that glycogen in when you're cutting down. But when you don't have a weight class to meet, where you don't have to make sure you're super dehydrated, super flat, the glycogen in the muscle has the ability to stay there, and you have the ability to look massive and lean at the same time. The thing is, like OB bodybuilding, the reason no one's ever as lean as in classic as they are to open is because they're not super dehydrated. They're not super flat like in classic. Like, people didn't realize how big Chris was until he did, I think it was the Tampa. Yeah, I think it was the Tampa Pro. I could be wrong. Until he went into open. And they realized that he has been super flat every year he won. The only person that I haven't seen that was super flat was Mike Summerfield. But he is a genetic phenomenon, because his literal shape and muscle is crazy. I think his weight cap is 202, I think. I think it's 202 or 212. I don't know. I don't know his weight class. I could look it up. But I know someone who's going to be crazy this year because it took a year to a 2-year off season. Terrence. Because Terrence is looking insane right now. Like, he's looking full and lean and stuff like that. So what are we going to see this year? Like, I don't know. But it's exciting. It's very exciting to see who is going to be the next classic Mr. Olympia. And who's going to be the next Mr. Olympian Open. A lot of people are saying Samson. I can see it. A lot of people are hoping for Derek. I can see it. A lot of people are hoping for Nick the Freak Walker. Like, he is a monster, dude. Like, the idea of someone of his size and his height walking into the Olympia and not taking top 3 is going to be crazy. Because if there's no way he does not scooch into that top 3. Well, I'm saying it right now. I really don't think he's not going to be in top 3. I understand the hate for him because he didn't show up last year and the year before that. Because 1, he got injured, and then 2, he was just whatever, man. I don't know what was going on. But A lot of people are hating on him and stuff like that. I don't care. What do I care about? Seeing a dude of his size stand next to the greats. Like Derek, I don't know. I really love his shape. Like, don't get me wrong, his shape goes crazy. But I'm gonna make this very clear. From the updates I have seen, he is not going to be lean enough for the Mr. Olympia. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think he's gonna be lean enough. The reason is, he doesn't have the oblique striations. He doesn't have the straight corded muscle that you would think someone of his caliber would have this close. Because it's about I think 2 or 3 weeks out is what we're at. And I was expecting cords, absolute cords of muscle, straight ropey muscle connected to his joints. That is the leanness I'm thinking of, and I just don't see it. Now, the reason I still think he's gonna be top 3 is because of that shape, that mass and shape. I think he's gonna do it. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I mean, Hadi Choopan, we're hoping he makes it to the Olympia, but we're waiting. We're trying to see, man. I really want Hadi to be there, but okay, let's get into what today's training block was straight up just same upper day, same crazy shit. Well, not crazy, I'm just training. It's not that crazy when you train hard. The thing about training is, it's what plays in my head most of the time, when I'm training and getting doing difficult stuff, is I want to make sure that I grow, and that means pushing myself harder every time. And science backs it up that you gotta push hard. Before we were doing the whole reps in reserve and stuff like that, before we were doing the whole training of have reps in reserve 1 or 2, they were talking about RPE, rate of preserved exertion. Your RPE, for muscle growth, I would consider being 8 to 10. I want most of your sets to be that difficult most of the time. I want the RPE to be difficult. I want it to be straight anger feeling you most of the time. Because here's what I'm thinking of this. Because I've been watching a lot of Hadi's videos, the guys that work out in Diamond Gym. And I've been seeing they might not do the greatest technique. I'm not gonna lie to you, they might not do the greatest technique. But they're hitting everything as hard as they can, and it's showing because they're growing. So that's the thing about people that people don't understand, is it does not matter about your technique and stuff like that. It will matter in the long run, because if you continue to do stupid technique, you continue to do dumb shit, lift heavy weight to the point where you're breaking down form and stuff like that just to get this weight up, you may get injured. But if your RPE is high as shit, you will grow no matter what. Because if you want to make sure you're growing, you have to give your muscles the meaning to work, the meaning to grow. If you can't do that, then you're not training hard enough. You're not pushing yourself hard enough. Because guess what? Your muscles are either always growing or always shrinking. There's no in between. You're never just sitting there not growing or not losing muscle. You have to understand that to the maximum is like, hey man, me, you, push. It's like you are the fucking brain piloting the skeleton and telling these muscles to grow. It's subconscious, yes, because you're understanding, like, your conscious efforts are, I'm curling this weight really fucking hard and it's really difficult. But hey, subconsciously, your body is going, recruit more motor units, recruit more motor units, recruit more motor units. Motor units aren't big enough. Make them bigger. Like, just this, because subconsciously, your body is saying, we need to be bigger because whatever the fuck is going on, we're not strong enough to survive. So in the back of your mind, your body is saying, okay, add more cells here, make it bigger. Okay, we got to recruit more motor units so he can get bigger, so he can move this weight, because for some reason he needs to move this weight. It doesn't understand that you're doing this out of fun. You're doing this because you want to. All it understands is that for some gosh darn reason, this weight has to get moved. And it doesn't matter how heavy the weight is, it matters how hard you're pushing. That's why RPE is such an interesting concept. Because if, let's say I'm pushing 130 pounds on the bench press, and I'm fucking pushing, I get like 15 reps, and the last 3 are so difficult. There's my RPE of like 8. And then I'm like, I start half repping. There's 9. And like, I can't like physically do more to where to the point where someone's helping me back, like someone's literally helping me lift it up. That's 10. But guess what? Those last 3 reps are the reps that are making you want to grow the most. Now, that comes into discussion with, well, if it's the last 3, why are we doing 15 reps? Well, longevity. It's the reason we're doing 15. You're not young. Like, you can do these like really like low rep ranges when you're fairly young, and as long as you train smart and stuff like that, you can do it. But the lower your rep range is, the more likely you're going to get injured. So my thing is try and get 6 to 8. Any higher is longevity wise. Like, anything higher than that is longevity. 3 is where you're getting in pretty danger zone because you're lifting a ton of heavy weight. At some point, your body and your joints or tendons will give out on you and tell you, hell no, we're done. But that's the only reason you should not be doing like 3 rep maxes. Now, if it's part of a coaching plan for like powerlifting and stuff like that, that's why you should at least do a 3 rep max. You should never go for a 1 until you're doing comp days. But these whole like, oh, then why are we not just doing 3 rep maxes all the time? Because it's dangerous. It's less dangerous than 1, but it's still really dangerous. Have a good day, have a good night, see you later. Ah. Fuck. Whew. Let's go. Holy shit. Oh. Well. Okay. Ooh. Whew. Ooh. Ugh.